Air Transat Flight 236 was a near-disastrous flight that occurred on August 24, 2001, when an Airbus A330, operating as a flight from Lisbon, Portugal to Montreal, Canada, lost power. The incident is often cited as one of the most remarkable examples of aviation crew resourcefulness in the face of extreme adversity. The flight, Air Transat Flight 236, was a routine long-haul flight. The aircraft, an Airbus A330-200, was carrying 306 people, including passengers and crew. The flight was smooth for much of the journey, but at about 120 nautical miles south of the Azores, the aircraft's left engine experienced a mechanical failure. A fuel leak was discovered, but the aircraft was able to continue flying on its remaining right engine. However, things took a drastic turn when the right engine also failed. The failure was due to a faulty fuel line that had been improperly maintained during the aircraft's previous maintenance. The fuel loss was gradual but significant, leading to the eventual loss of both engines. The aircraft, now gliding without any engine power, began a desperate descent toward the nearest airport. The crew's response. The situation was dire. With no engines, the Airbus A330 was now effectively a glider. Pilots Captain Robert and First Officer Dirk DeJager had to use their training and experience to keep the aircraft aloft, as the aircraft's instruments indicated that they had a limited fuel supply, and the only option was to glide toward the nearest airfield, the Lisbon Air Base on the Azores Islands. Captain, an experienced pilot with a background in glider flying, quickly took control of the situation. He calculated that the aircraft would have just enough glide distance to reach Lisbon. His expertise in gliding flight was crucial. Most commercial pilots would have been unfamiliar with the nuances of keeping a large jet aloft without power, but Captain had experience in this area. At the same time, First Officer DeJager was managing the communication with air traffic control, keeping them informed of the situation while also attempting to conserve every bit of altitude and speed to make the airfield. The emergency landing. The crew had no working engines, and they were descending at a steady rate. With minimal fuel, they had no choice but to glide as efficiently as possible. They were able to reach Lisbon, but it wasn't a straightforward landing. The airfield wasn't prepared for an emergency landing from a large passenger jet, and the pilots were forced to attempt a high-speed approach. The aircraft's final glide slope was incredibly steep, and the crew had to deal with changing wind conditions that made the final approach even more difficult. Despite these challenges, Captain and First Officer DeJager managed to land the aircraft safely on runway 33 at Lisbon. There was some minor damage to the aircraft. The tires were worn down due to the high-speed landing, but the plane was able to come to a stop without a catastrophic outcome. Aftermath. All 306 people aboard survived the incident, with only a few minor injuries. The incident became an aviation success story due to the crew's skill, determination, and quick thinking under extreme pressure. The cause of the engine failure was later attributed to a fuel leak from an improperly maintained fuel line. There was also a revelation that the aircraft had experienced a fuel mismanagement issue that contributed to the eventual fuel exhaustion. The investigation concluded that a combination of the fuel system failure and a lack of fuel in the aircraft's right engine led to both engines stalling. However, the pilot's calmness, skill in managing a glider-like descent, and the cooperation of air traffic control were pivotal in avoiding what could have been a catastrophic outcome. Recognition. For their bravery and professionalism, both Captain Robert and First Officer Dirk DeJager received widespread recognition. Captain was especially praised for his leadership during the emergency. In fact, was later awarded several honors, including being made an honorary member of the Order of Canada. Expertise in glider flying became a key element in the safe resolution of the crisis. The incident also reinforced the importance of thorough training in handling engine-out and gliding situations for pilots of modern jetliners. Legacy. The story of Air Transat Flight 236 is often studied in aviation safety courses around the world. It highlights several critical aspects of aviation: the importance of crew resource management, emergency response procedures, and the necessity of reliable maintenance. The flight is also a reminder of the importance of pilot training and handling unusual and extreme situations. In short, while the flight's circumstances were dangerous and harrowing, it ended as a triumph of skill, professionalism, and teamwork. The pilot's ability to think clearly under pressure, along with the support of air traffic controllers, led to the successful emergency landing of the aircraft, making it one of aviation's most remarkable survival stories.